And welcome back. We are back at the Tales of the Dark Infinium, episode 1, part, 4? I'll figure it out later.
1.4, something like that. Yeah. But
I don't know. We'll see how it works out on the new playlist on YouTube.
True.
So.
Alright, so you guys arrived at the exterior hole to the cave network that the tunnels were connected to. The cop that you said is doing what you asked and hanging out there. So when you guys enter the tunnel, have you dropped down? Do you want to use your UV lamp? You were pulling out last session, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
You guys want me to morph into a bird and fly down and take a look?
If you think a bird is the best form.
Better monkey. Monkey can work too.
Figured out how to use echolocation as a bat? That'd be interesting.
No, turn into a bat.
Oh.
So yeah, raven.
I didn't know you had
monkey.
a list of animals.
Just two. Oh, a monkey and
A crow?
crow.
Well, then a crow would probably be a better fit.
You can. Make a base power roll just to see how quickly you can manage the change. And don't fumble it because then it's like, ah! It turns into a half wing.
Half more?
Yeah.
Grows a beak.
I mean, if you're taking your time, you don't.
Very
It's not a high
good.
difficulty. Just don't fumble. That's the only thing.
32.
With your proficiency, then you're fine. So the control. So yep. You basically, it takes you a minute, but you just morph into a crow. You have full cognizance. So you fly down the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Taking full notes of the whole transformation process.
It would look painful. It's not really that painful. Getting back into bigger person is much more painful than getting smaller. It just feels like it's squishy as you're shrinking. Kind of feels stretchy when you get down. You fly down the tunnel. Make an observation check. Add your bonus plus another 15 as a crow. The way I figure it, you get a bonus to your observation as a crow because bird eyes, and you get an agility bonus to your ability as a monkey as your base roll bonus.
78.
78? Okay. So as you're flapping around, crows have a form of dark sight, so you can see pretty well, even in the basics. There are a couple of you do hear some small river outlets that are around the walls, but most of the area is dry. As you're walking, you see what appears to be a structure that appears to be man-made in most of this cave network that's not. This is just a natural earthen barrier between river outlets. But this man-made structure appears to be very old. You see a bunch of crudely rough-hewn rocks. And as you... I wish I had a menu to specify, but as you make your way around here, you see, and you can pretty much cleanly see, a very large creature that seems to be standing in front of a bunch of busted rocks. It looks like these rocks used to form a circle, but unfortunately it looks like it is not in that shape anymore, and the creature is growling at it. It's tough to make out, and it's kind of tough to make out in a hollow chamber what it sounds like, but it's some type of guttural noise as he's staring at this. Make another observation check.
Four. Well, with my 21.
Make another observation check, just for a different thing.
Oh no, 19. Then
Okay.
34, 36.
As you do another cycle, because you did make it on the second try, you heard some, what it sounds like, I want to say scuffing. And as you do, I assume you're going to do a perimeter just to see if there's anything around this area.
Oh, yeah.
This area is probably vacant. This is mostly just cave wall. And as you do around here, you do see the little girl is basically, doesn't appear to be majorly injured. She's mostly just kind of like trying to get up. It looks like she has an abrasion on her head, but otherwise she just is pretty scared about being next to this giant creature. So it's more like that. And she's kind of nestled against the corner hiding.
Okay.
As this creature just seems, and even as you go around here, it's still just kind of moving in front of this stone area of busted rubble, angrily, as far as you can tell. You want to head back now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's about 80-ish plus feet to where the hole is.
Okay.
Going back, if you want to change back into human form?
Yes.
Okay, make one more power roll. It's basically a thing. It's normal for you, so there's not a high difficulty to change. Just, what'd you roll?
24.
You see, you made notes about his transformation, right? This time, unlike last time where it was just kind of going, ew, this time you see that the crow comes into where, did you guys go down the hole or you still up top? Just to check.
Right at the hole.
Right at the hole? So you see that this crow comes out of the hole, drops to the ground, and then you hear a bunch of squawking as, in a kind of misshaped expansion, you know, the crow juts out and a hand starts coming out of it. The leg comes out of one of its claws. It's not as clean and smooth as the other one, and it takes them about 30 seconds to get the transformation complete. And then your character is just standing there, and it's a little bit weird. You're like, ugh, it feels very exhausting. It was not a good change.
And so he's sitting there naked in front of us then. Or does his clothing change?
The clothing changes with him.
That's a pretty good trick.
Yep. It's an all aura. It will not work on organic beings. That is one thing that you know. If you tried to change someone with you, if you're holding on to them, it would not work.
So, looking through my energy bag, do I have anything that can give him a little boost of energy and make him feel less exhausted and a little bit better feeling overall for it?
Make a roll. What you have in your medical bag is clear 60.
I'm rolling shit.
No, you have basic medical supplies, but nothing that's going to help with a minor degree of exhaustion at the moment.
Go ahead.
So, and that's, you give him the lowdown of the situation. So that's pretty much what you saw is what's on the map now. The little girl is conscious, awake, and aware, but scared. And does appear to have an abrasion on her forehead.
Alright, so what, the three of you want to go take care of the big guy and I'll get the little girl out?
Service action.
Does it sound like a plan to you, animal boy? Girl? Sorry, I corrected myself.
No, that's fine.
It took me a
Takes
while.
some getting used to. Yeah, well, that sounds fine. If she is scared, so scared though, that she doesn't want to go with you.
I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you guys go down the hole, start making your way in, you know the path, so you want to take front?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And Shadow has his two daggers out, and
I'll take up
flashlight.
rear.
Okay, and so, gun ready, alright. And you guys got flashlights, so right now there's good visibility. And you're making your way.
I'm not using my flashlight.
You don't even need to at this point, I don't think. But,
We got the three of them with flashlights.
yeah, so...
Okay,
two
so
people
I'm
with
just falling
flashlights,
behind. I'm doing my best to not bring attention to myself.
Once you get about here, I'm turning mine off as well. I want to let him know.
Okay, so he gives a low out. There's not much for natural light here, but just off one globe, one flashlight illuminates an entire 25-foot area.
Alright, so check. Order night vision goggles.
So as you get here, you do now you don't have to make an observation check. You do hear the scuffling of heavy feet on what sounds to be kicking around rocks, and you do not have a visual yet. This is not. There's no door. It's open. Yep, you guys can just make out off of when you are coming around here the outline of the structure. It seems to be from floor to ceiling, so it's at least 30 feet tall of rough-hewn stone. All right, so let me give one roll. So, you, all of a sudden, as you guys are making your way, right after you turn off the light, you hear the scuffling of rock stop. And then you can hear some heavy footsteps that might be coming in your direction. 99 on the observation check to hear you guys. Sorry. So you can hear that the footsteps sound like they're inside of the big stone chamber, but...
See the doorway?
Yep.
I have my gun trained on the doorway.
Okay. So we'll run the table because right at this point, this thing comes out. You see approximately an 8-foot tall, appears to be corrupted, black-furred, evil-looking creature. That's the best way I can describe it. It has long, elongated mouth. More like a greyhound on steroids and crack. But black fur is the best way to describe it. It's more dog-like than rodent.
Like a werewolf version of Potter.
Yeah, that's actually a great example. Imagine one that was bipedal, and also it appears to be carrying stone-bladed weapons. A stone knife in one hand and a stone hook in the other.
I wonder if we can take it alive.
And
Are you selling this shit on the black market? Like, what's...
Ask him later when you have time.
Maybe.
So yeah, this thing comes out of the room. At this point, you guys know it spotted you. It's coming at you. So if one of you got, if you keep a flash, if you want to turn on a flashlight, they can have all full visibility. If not, Shadow will.
I got the UV light.
Oh, okay. So if that's on,
Yeah.
so you guys can see this. You probably do not at the moment have visual on her.
A UV
because-
light's not as bright, so it's not as like in your face, but it kind of it illuminates things in a slightly different way.
Yeah, you'd have full silhouette visual, so you're good. You guys can see it. It comes out, so we'll start the order with Sean. We'll just run the table,
Okay.
and I run Shadow.
So the guy in the back gets to shoot first.
Yep. So I'm gonna move to the side. Okay.
At that range, you're gonna have to move closer if you go, or else you're gonna take a serious negative. Your gun only has a 25-foot range.
So move up to within 20 feet. Okay. What's my total movement?
35.
I've used like half my movement so far.
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna take a shot.
He actually is wearing, no. Okay. He has a defensive bonus of 15. So all of your shots, he does appear to be wearing some type of, either it's his fur or some type of leather outfit on his fur. He's bipedal, so he's walking, and he has these, what you can only describe as canine-ish large feet that is walking on. Alright, your turn, man, go ahead. You want to move back?
Yeah.
Okay. That was about 20 feet, so I'm going to just move to 15. That's about as much you can get. Okay, go ahead, man, your shot. Nope. I'm sorry, no, actually, with your bonuses, it's, yeah, still negative
Still,
15.
no.
Okay. I'm not trying to run your character, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Nope.
Not
No.
no.
So his shots go wild. Go ahead, man.
Call shot on. I'll step out a little. Call shot on the hand that's holding it. If you said,
There's a knife and a hook, both made of
So-
stone, as far as you can
I'll
tell.
call shot on the hand that's holding the knife.
Okay, that's his left hand. Go ahead.
And
Plus 5?
In it sort of like a silent shot.
Yep.
No, it'd be just under 70. Plus 50.
So you hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big.
All right. Roll damage.
Forgot which damage die it was.
D10 plus 2, I think,
Yeah.
for you.
6.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he gets a glancing blow on his hand. It wasn't enough damage to make him drop his blade. Shadow moves over here and goes for a double knife throw. Confirm.
Yeah, it's a 100.
So, and that was with using his power. So you see him take his knife. It almost stops as it leaves his hand and then shoots full speed right into that beast's shoulder. For 14 damage.
Does the thing's arm go limp?
No, it's still maintaining its grip on the blade. 89 on his con check. He throws another knife without his ability because he can't double use it yet, and it goes wild and hits off the floor somewhere around this direction. All right, so the beast comes forward and then does a hook attack against you. Your DB's 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
82 hits. So, take 8 damage. And then it's going to get here and do a leaping slash attack on Shadow, which it misses. It turns to you, and
Triple attack. Damn.
this was an attempted fear, but he tries to growl at you in a really menacing way. You hear hiss. Does nothing.
Reload.
Nope. Attempted to intimidate. Okay, top of the order, so your turn, man.
So I'm gonna try and make my way around behind him and see how close. I mean, like around everybody.
Oh, you mean like how?
I'm gonna try and go around the group as much as possible, right on the edge of the walkway there,
Okay.
and make my way around to try and get towards the little girl.
Okay. No,
As
there's
far
enough
as I
space
can
behind you to get by. So
How far
you'll
can-
get to about here.
Okay.
You can make an observation check.
Before I get through the passageway, then I do want to take a quick shot at him.
Okay, go ahead.
You have advantage because he's engaged.
He's
with all of
engaged,
us.
so plus 10.
Plus 10 or advantage?
Plus 10.
95.
Yep. All right.
Okay. So he's been tranquilized.
So
As I finish continuing inward.
okay, you get to about here before.
Yeah, so
that's
next round
maximum.
I'll be able to.
Yep.
Kinda-
All right, your turn, man. Go ahead. That does not hit.
How does that?
All right, 2 shots go wild. Your turn, man.
I'll go again for a shot in the shoulder. Shadow through a knife.
Liking.
You would be able to get around him for the
Could
plus
I
10.
move around? So I'm still shooting at that shoulder, but now for like the back area.
Nope, that's fine. That's the same shoulder's been
Back
hit
of the head.
twice.
Good. I was just thinking, get this thing's
To be
arm.
honest, you hit the hump on his back before you hit his head.
I was
from
just
that
thinking,
angle,
get
but
this thing's arm inoperable.
yeah, no, go for it, man.
Spine.
So plus 10 for one.
Yep.
I'm gonna use my for an additional plus 10 on that.
All right, go for the shot.
Good, because that'll push me just above it. 73.
Oh.
That hit?
What is it?
73.
Yep, that hits. Roll damage. Human disadvantage on the next roll because of your tranquilizer.
5.
Both of them above 70 to hold on to that grip. Nice. Tougher than I expected him to be. Yep, so you put a bullet right into his shoulder. He still manages to keep a grip on that knife.
Bastard persistent.
Shadow then grabs a couple more daggers and goes in. He does so bad on his first strike, he can't even try to swipe at it again. Ends up making himself misbalanced.
Shadow's just having such a rough
He
day.
fumbled on his first attack of 2, so he doesn't even get a second. So, yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh, don't worry. It's only gonna be poor guy when he gets hit in the face right now with a knife.
What'd you roll?
96.
Oh my god.
So,
Let's watch the NPCs die.
you know, I might not be liking this guy. Maybe I need to switch him out. Kill him off without meaning to. So then he goes with another attack on him, which hits. Less damage. So yeah, the first swipe.
I'm a medic, not a plastic surgeon.
Yeah, right.
Damn it, Jim.
The first slash scrapes and does a nice gash across his chest, and it's one bleed because he went over. But then his second slash knocks back his right shoulder, doing mostly concussive damage. Alright. He tries to be. You see him turn to you and snarl viciously. It sounds like a. Yes. Slightly more intimidating than yours. Not very much in general. Granted, if he does look absolutely horrifying and actually rolled for it, it might give you disadvantage on your next roll if you don't make a con check. But that's not happening because he hasn't rolled that high. So top of the order, you go ahead, man.
All right. Linda, it's all right. I'm here to help you.
She looks up and in a quiet little voice, "Who are you?" She just kind of manages to get out the woods. Who are you?
McMaster sent me.
Your eyes lighten up, and you see it. As she begins to
okay.
kind of
Are
start
you hurt?
crawling towards you. Make an observation check.
Observation or medical?
I'll give it medical.
I rolled a 91.
So, without her having to answer your question, she has
I have a full idea of her full.
Oh, yeah. You realize the reason she was leaning up against the wall is because her left leg has what appears to be a stick sticking out of it. It doesn't appear to be severely damaging, but she's not moving her right leg much.
So with that roll, could I administer a first aid, work on removing the stick, and
Yep.
I'll use some specialty to make her feel better as much as possible.
What does that make?
Well, it'll heal her up quicker so that she doesn't
True.
have the
I know, but I
damage.
want to list off
She'll
her other
just
injuries.
feel nasty.
She has other injuries too. She has a pretty deep abrasion on her forehead. It doesn't look like it's bleeding anymore, but it's a pretty nasty cut. And she also looks like she has broken 2 fingers.
Okay. So
That's
I'm
the
going
list
to
of
probably spend the
injuries.
next 2-3 rounds resetting the bones
Yeah.
and doing basic first aid work with her.
Yeah, the stick, it looks like she was struggling and lashed out, probably caught her leg on a tree in the process, and put a stick about 2 inches into her leg.
Now, Linda, I need you to be a big girl for me and be strong, because some of this is going to hurt, but I promise it's going to feel so much better in a little bit.
She weakly nods, and you see her try to bite her lip as you get to work. And then you'll be making medical checks for your next 2 turns. Your turn, man.
I'll probably have to do medical work on them afterwards, too.
Please, Shadow.
At least Shadow.
Poor Shadow.
I try to give him another blessing, but my phone's almost dead.
Hey, if he dies, I'll just pick a new NPC. That'll be the interchangeable character of the party. The NPCs. Keep dying on you.
Put them in red shirts.
And that
I
Shadow
don't get any
hears
bonus,
shade.
Actually, he's being attacked from the other end, so I'll give you +10. If you want to move over slightly. Like there.
Sure.
Okay, so you're basically flanking now, so +10.
53.
53.
Shadow hears the new NPC shade.
Yeah, 53 is not enough, man. 60 is the base, unless it's a high difficulty. Okay, you get 1 hit. And just remember, if you have call a shot, you get a +5. I give that as a free action unless it's not available.
If I don't call a shot.
Then you don't get the +5.
Oh, if I call out a shot.
You get a
Plus
+5.
5.
Yep.
Square to the face.
Sure.
Right between the eyes. 6.
Okay.
And +5 would be 11.
Okay.
That's a nice place to walk through weapon.
Yep, so 11. So he felt that. You see some of his face, and this guy is actually bleeding. This appears to be an organic guy, because the minute you shoot his face, you see some blood start dripping off his fur coming down from your shot. He's at 1 bleed.
Is it 1?
Yeah, 1 bleed. 1 bleed per round.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's down to 1 hit point.
No. That'd be too easy.
Not
You
even
can just
close.
execute him.
Yeah, then you could just execute him. I let whoever killed him next do that. Your turn, man.
At least he's slowed.
He is slow.
Inebriated.
Try. Oh, I dropped it down. I'm gonna try putting one more bullet into the shoulder of his.
Okay.
So I'll call a shot on the same shoulder.
All right.
Using
Plus
my,
5, plus 10.
Using my same power.
Okay.
No.
How about you all? Okay. Nope, your shot goes wild. He's a big target, so I'm not worried about him shooting through him into shadow, but yeah, your shot misses.
That's fair.
Alright,
Accidentally tap shadow.
son of a fucking 3.
Shadow doesn't do too well.
He doesn't get another strike if he goes under 5. So yeah, Shadow fumbles again.
That hiss was a lot more effective than
Why
I thought
can't
it was.
this guy roll like Shadow?
Right?
Dice only roll bad for him.
So he. Now that I rolled a 1 on the d4, so he's out of his. He managed to shake off. He kind of focuses himself, and then he attacks both you and Shadow with a wide sweep of both his weapons.
Oh.
And I'm not using those fucking dice again. Maybe I should have. Severely fucking should have.
Jesus Christ.
You confirm. You know what I said? Yeah.
Yeah, it's another 100.
So, yeah,
You guys are really gonna hate me.
So you and Shadow take 17 damage as this thing, with you get hit by the hook. So it's more blunt trauma to you, but he got backhanded with the blade, so he has another 2 bleed. That was... What was that damage again?
17.
17. Yeah, and now he's at...
Medic, I've been hit.
Do you actually call out?
No.
He's still standing.
Oh, yeah,
Shadow's
no,
still good, but you know, let's give it another round and see. And then he swings around.
Oh, you're right.
70% of my life, so.
Yep, it hits.
Am I finally taking damage?
Am I finally taking damage?
I haven't taken any damage yet.
This round, right? You took damage last round. Yeah,
Last fight, he took damage.
Yeah,
12 damage.
Okay. All he's tried on me thus far have been
Taunts.
the fears.
Yeah, fear
How
taunts.
much damage?
12.
12. Okay.
10 on D10. All right. Top of the order.
Alright, I guess I gotta do another medical.
Yep. This will be taking care of the leg wound and starting on the hand.
I rolled an 82 plus like
Within about
25,
10
so
seconds, you
107.
extract the stick. It looks like it came out in one solid piece as far as you can tell with a flashlight. It didn't break apart. So you managed to bind it up pretty effectively. And then you just start working on her hand.
I am super quick at triage.
You are. That was a good roll. So you see that she does cry a bit. She's moping.
You are such a big girl, so how did you end up down here? Did that scary monster bring you down here?
She is still having problems talking because of pain. Her hand's shaking a little bit. So she's not very communicative.
I'm not expecting her to be. I'm mostly talking to her to distract her from the other stuff I'm doing.
But she manages to whimper out that she was playing outside, and the next thing that she knows is something grabbing her wrist and dragging her.
Oh, don't worry, you're safe now.
She almost weakly smiles. Your turn, man?
I got lollipops in the truck for
Which
you.
is what we can say for Shadow.
How much health does he have?
He's just about at
Too
half
much.
health, but it's just... I fumble every attack.
That's gonna
He
be the
had
next
one
thing.
good move.
I have to have a pocket full of lollipops. Just so I can be the actual doctor here. Have a lollipop, feel better.
52? No.
Maybe the creepy
73.
doctor with candy.
That hits.
Swap the eye.
Okay. Oh no, it's 5 to your roll, not 5 damage at the end, if that's what you thought.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he calls out the shot before he rolls.
60. All right, so yeah. So I still would have hit anyway, so 7 damage.
No, that sounds good. No problem. And now he's at 10 defense bonus. So not 15 like he got low enough. Okay, your turn, man.
You said I could try to do attacks at disadvantage. Power?
Yep.
Could I try to get 2 shots on them?
Yep, I'll let you try, but you're at negative 15 for your second shot.
Or grappling. Point blank shot.
See, he'd have the problem is, though, if he's a melee fighter, if you actually got that close, he'd have advantage the next time he tries to swing at you because you're this close, and he's a melee
So
fighter.
I think I'll just try the 2 shots, but the first one is just normal.
Normal base, and then negative 15 on the next.
Power skill. Fumble. 3.
Okay, it wasn't a nat 1, so it saved me from having to make a roll.
I'm
But
not even
yeah,
gonna roll that second one.
you try to
Does it jam?
It's a revolver, right?
Yeah.
Click. Bad dimple.
Alright, we're going old school. Pulling out the knives.
Nothing wrong with that.
So much for Shadow being helpful.
No, this was okay. So he actually tries to dash in and just tries to basically stab the thing pretty viciously in the back.
Said he impaled himself on.
He didn't fumble this shot.
He trips and falls and his face smashes into a rock. Hear a snap.
No, he actually did good this time.
He hit?
He hit, and he hit solid for a nice 10 damage. Aside from that, his first strike, which was, well, he sucked the rest of the fucking time. Okay,
Way to go, little buddy.
You did it. You hit the guy.
you hit him again, yay! He does a knife swing at you, but you have 10 DB, right?
Yep.
So he just misses it, 59. So he misses with his first strike. Then he
focused on me now.
Nope, he goes to this guy.
We can't call him a nickname. Shadow needs a nickname.
Punching bag.
Gilligan.
So
Fodder.
Meat shield.
Shadow target.
So
Whipping boy.
yeah, Shadow gets slashed again, and he gets basically a nice brutal hit to his thigh, and he is limping now. He's at negative 20.
You know, I almost suggested I was to make a Klutzman character for it to this game too, where he was just so horribly unlucky that he's most likely going to be the only one that takes damage in any fight because he just attracts all damage directly to him.
Yeah.
All of the players get a 10-point bonus when he's in the arena of the battle.
Yeah, because if it fails to hit them, it's probably going to hit him.
I can't even argue with that at the moment. Alright, so. Alright, and he's at half health, so he can't try to do taunt. He's too much in pain, and half his face is blown off. So Tabliota, go ahead.
Alright, so I'm almost done the medical.
Yep, you're finishing up her hand now and just basically doing a bandage to her head.
83 plus 25, 108.
You've managed to secure her as much as you can in this current situation. Her leg is bandaged, her hand has been set, and this basically you wrapped it up as a base splint.
Yeah.
And then you just managed to just slap something on her head after wiping it off with that descending.
Do I have a lollipop or any candy on me?
Need to bring some. Waiting on a little girl.
There's a good chance I did, but it's a matter of what did my character think
Not
of it
yet.
and
I mean,
said, and
you
I,
left it
before
in
I
the
did.
truck.
You have them in the truck, but you don't
Yeah.
have any on you. I rolled a 3 for the
Okay.
percentage of chance. She will need help to move
Yeah, no problem.
because leg.
Mhm.
But you can
I'll take care of that next round.
next round you'll be able to transport her. All right, you're gonna turn around. Go ahead.
You don't have any of the jewelry in pocket you give her?
I don't think that's going to help her out very much.
You never know.
And I got some other stuff that might do some shit to her, but I don't really want to drop her off it with her parents at a bar and have her that fucked up.
No.
Yeah, no.
Wait, 3 to do all base 3?
Yeah, base 3.
3 or
Still
1, you
not-
can't
yeah.
have a second attack.
Oh, okay.
For the double strikers, that's
I'd
how
be
I usually
dumb.
do it. If you basically within the 3%
Yeah.
fumble, you're not gonna get a second attack after that. That's literally what you watched Shadow do. We move on.
What a bastard.
Yeah.
Alright, so, got my knife. I'll have a knife in my hand. I'm going to try to use my power to go for attacks. Slashes with it.
Okay.
Pretty much what I tried to do with the gun, but failed miserably.
Yep. Just so you know, at this point, your body is getting strained with all the time you used your powers. So this, you can either hold it your power or go with it to use it. But otherwise, you're gonna need a break after this. If you use your power 6 times, it'll keep track,
Yeah,
dude.
you know what? I'm
Your
just gonna
body's getting a little
I'm
wasted.
just gonna go for a regular slash then.
Okay, go ahead.
So 73.
Yep. Good slash.
5.
Okay. Alright. Shadow tries to go with a dual slash. No. It's like temporary dice jail. I rolled a 5. I'm not even giving him a second attack at this point because he doesn't fucking deserve it. Okay, the first strike on Shadow by the creature misses. And second strike misses, so Shadow gets to live to another day for the moment.
Hooray.
Sure. I might kill him off myself at this point. Alright, top of the order.
So I'm gonna help her get on my back as a piggyback.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go down and check out the pile of refuse with her on my back with the flashlight and the UV light flashing into it to see if I notice anything. That's an observation.
Yep. Plus 10 for the UV light. And yeah.
49.
Okay, from what you can tell, the UV light, it looks like this creature was moving around a bit over here, so it's tough to get any
Yeah.
type of biological material. From what you can see with the flashlight, it looks like this was some type of stone archway. It looks like it, you can tell from the damage that there is dust on a lot of stuff, but some of these rocks here do not have dust on them. So this arch at one point, or at least the dust looks like it's been heavily disturbed. Like it was an arch and then now it's shattered, and you can almost see right from where the line of the arch is that there are some markings, almost like what you described as some type of scorch mark or some type of residue, some type of kind of greenish powder that seems to be emanating from the area in which the stone circle was. But it looks like it's smashed, and aside from that, it looks like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna try and take a sample of the green material and try and take a few pictures.
Okay, yep, you can do that. You take a sample of the green, dust-like material.
Yeah.
And take photos of the rubble. You do see on the photos, there is some inscriptions in some of the stone that looks like at one point they could have
It's
been.
more to look at later on.
Yeah, but that's all.
Because right now we gotta focus on what's going on.
Yep. Yep, so you do get that done. Alright, your turn, man.
You can do it.
67?
67, and he's at a 5 dB now, so that clear 70?
What's my bonus? 10? For
For
flanking?
oh yes.
70.
Okay. Yep, you get a good solid hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, we're gonna go with the other shot first if you want.
I can do the other shot. Damage all
Yep,
this.
that's what I would say, sorry.
75.
So both hits. The creature's definitely not standing as tall as it was before. It looks definitely damaged. Its right arm is messed up with a dagger in it and a few bullet holes.
For a total of 9 damage.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead, man.
Go for a slash at the factory again.
Okay.
Eighty.
Oh, 80. You said
Sorry.
8. I'm like,
Nope.
nope, that doesn't work. 80. Okay, yep, that's a good hit. Go for damage.
4. I need to get like an action.
You see that now there are marks in its fur. There's blood coming out of a few different wounds. He is bleeding from a few areas. His face is still fucked up. So now he has no DB because you've managed to break down his fur enough that there's enough spots you can hit without a defense bonus. Alright. It howls in anger as it does another sweeping attack to you two.
Oh, don't worry, Linda. You're fine.
Thankfully, not all zeros this time, so he misses. His one hand goes wide over your head. His other hand with the dagger spikes into the ground. And top of the order, go ahead.
Alright, so I'm not going to spend too much time investigating this. So now that I have a few pictures and a sample of that green powder, I'm going to start making my way out. How far can I get with her on my back?
You probably get to about here. You wouldn't have
Okay.
your full movement because you're trying not to like jostle a girl who's injured.
Do I have a shot?
The way I see it is you're holding a medical bag and holding onto her arm so she's stable.
Okay.
So I wouldn't give you the free hand to grab to shoot right now.
Alright, then I guess that's as far as I get. Linda, you might want to just close your eyes for this. It's a little bit scary out here.
She grapples around you, but you see that she lowered her head, so she's.
I just don't want to deal with her pissing herself.
That's fair.
My coat's waterproof, but still.
No, that's fair.
That's fair.
You sure you don't want a sample?
That's a cleaning bill.
Expense report. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Nope. You want to go for your second shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
68. With the bonus.
Okay, that hits. Is it plus something? Like your gun isn't it a D10 plus 2? Yep. Alright, yeah, they're still looking very damaged.
Yeah, I gotta just keep cutting up this thing's back.
Okay.
85.
Solid hit. Go for damage. Finally,
6.
it drops the knife out of his hand. From that, you see all the blood that's dripping. It finally just drops the thing. It's still holding onto the hook though. 6 damage. Okay.
Go Shadow, we believe in you.
You see Shadow crouch down, and as he jumps, he hurls himself, like with his ability. Like he projected energy force behind him to try to go for like a two-handed stabbing strike. Try to give this guy something after the beating I've given him. Ooh, fuck yeah. So, okay. He does just enough damage to put it down. So you see Shadow jump about 10 feet in the air and stab this thing right where you put a bullet into its face. You see him like basically try to angle it right where the injury was, and he inserts the knife into the hilt, into the side of thing's head. As he basically drops down, he pulls the creature down with him. And so as he lands, basically, he's diving the knife as deep as it'll go into its fucking head. You seem like you do not like this creature. So...
I get the kick. Just for the hell of it.
Yep, so...
So, as seeing this happen, I'm going to quietly walk out, you know, with her hiding her face, and I'm going to probably whisper to you, because you're going to be the easiest one to pass. Inside there, pile of rubble. You guys want to go check that out? And if you can bring this corpse up with you, I would really like to take it back for samples. This is not normal.
I don't think anything we found today is.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'll proceed to bring her up to the...
How about I bring the girl up and you take it for consent?
Okay.
Ow.
I'll be honest, this creature probably weighs about 240 pounds.
Mm.
So it would take two people to actually drag it, and I'm not sure how you'd get it up a 20-foot drop. But Tell me how to do it.
That would be something that we
Bring
would
the
all,
car
we
down.
would all have to like tie it to a rope, climb the rope, get out, and
Yeah,
all
you
three
have
of them
someone
of us
like pulling
pull it,
up on the rope.
Grab the
Tie
truck.
it to it.
and we'll tie the truck to the.
Yeah. So
Tell
I'll
me what
head
to make
out.
rules for.
I'll head out to the truck,
Okay.
and once I can get her in the back of the truck, I am going to have him bring the truck as close to the hole as we can get it,
Okay.
and tell the police officer to keep people away.
The police officer goes back to the cop car without responding.
Yeah. Feel free to let them know that she's been found. I'll be bringing her home shortly.
The email that you got from Sarah
I'll let Sven contact
yeah.
and let them know while he's sitting in the car and I'm handing her a lollipop while we're backing it up to the hole.
Yep. So you managed to make a strength check for you guys if you're carrying the body over.
Are you guys investigating that area I told you about?
We're gonna do that
Before you
we
go?
leave,
do the
yes.
sorry, do the observation checks for the area that he sent you to examine, and then we'll go from there.
99.
Oh, I'm also going to
93.
hand off the UV light to her as I walk past.
Okay, so you have a UV light that
Okay.
gives off minimal light for observation and any biological
We all
material.
have our flashlight
Yep.
as well.
You
so.
still have
Yeah, but it
those.
helps highlight certain things
Yeah.
that we wouldn't be able to otherwise notice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, basically, as you guys head over to this area,
Damn.
you do see some,
Roll with my
because
eyes.
you're taking time to examine and
Yeah.
look around, you do see that some of a similar inscription to the stones, which are in pieces. Like, you can tell, and it looks like the rubble is consolidated in this area. You realize that some of the inscriptions are also on the walls. It's not enough that you are looking at the rubble itself. But if you examine the whole area, you'd see that some of these inscriptions are on the walls. It appears to be some type of rough hieroglyphic style language that you do not know.
I have anything on me?
Your phones.
So I'll take some pictures of it, flashing the light on it.
Yep, you get some good pictures of the wall. They're more complete than the designs that are on the stone circular that was there. So these look like the complete type of style of graphic.
Did these look anything? The graphics on the woman burned up his chest.
No.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, that was a much more sharp, harsh style of branding. These inscriptions, from what you can tell from the pictures you take,
Looks like a language.
it looks much more fluid, much more organic. Whereas, the branding on that patient you found looked more like sharp and angry. This is much more weird-looking calligraphy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you look at Indian old languages, how it's all like nice and curvy and
Right.
soft, and then you look at Chinese and it's just harsh, straight
Right,
angles
right.
and
Yep.
Jagged.
points.
Exactly. So that's, as far as you can tell from all the inscriptions, that's the
Alright,
information.
He's coming with us.
Oh, I know.
we'll drag him over to the rope.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you find anything else interesting?
Nope. As far as you can tell, the rest of this entire chamber, aside from this area here that you guys came through and that this creature was in, looks entirely untouched. There is about a half an inch of dust over most of this area. It just looks like this one little pathway was traveled.
Right. So Sven, looking at what we got here, I got a question for you. What's it gonna take to install an arm that we can extend off the back of the truck with a winch and pulley to pull stuff up?
Had a rope around the
I'm thinking for the future.
bumper, and then yeah.
We're gonna bill them for it anyway. But imagine how much fun how much that would come in handy later.
Yeah, it'd be really useful.
You want a small
Yeah, it's
mobility
true.
crane?
Yeah.
No.
It only needs to extend about 5-10 feet off the back of the truck. So if you just put a girder and a slider on the roof of the truck, and with a pulley on the end of it, that's all I'm asking. Maybe a winch.
But that's it. Nothing else. Except the ashtray. The winch.
I mean, to get
The
a high
pulley.
tension winch, to get a pulley that could actually.
This is
support
not for
weight.
today.
Okay.
Okay, this is in the future, Sven. This is the next upgrade where I want you to install in the truck.
Okay, given time, I'd say it would probably take them like 4 mechanical rolls to figure it out over time, not to
Yeah.
mention the supplies. Is that
It's
fair?
not a difficult one.
Is that fair?
Yeah, if you give me like a week.
Give you a week, 4 rolls to make sure it's done
Yeah.
effortlessly, and after you get the supplies. That's reasonable for me. I'm not trying to give everything in one day.
It's just plan for the future.
Plan for the future. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's what he tells you, basically.
Yeah. Until then, it's like, yeah, okay. Tie it off,
Manual.
and I'll have him pull forward.
Yep.
What do you know about the future that we don't? What's your power?
Me?
Yeah.
I just heal people.
A likely story.
Hey, I just seem to be better. When I heal people, they heal quicker.
Like spores, molds, fungus.
You'd be amazed how many good drugs you can make out of this shit, okay, man? Okay.
Those great islands.
Pharmacists,
Oh, hey,
the pharmacy companies are way too much in control. They put all kinds of weird chemicals into their drugs that they're selling you, and most of them are illegal. You get caught with any of those pain relievers, they fucking lock you away forever. So it's perfectly fine to have an herbal mixed medicine, but if you have actual like morphine on you, then you're a horrible person and they arrest you for it. But if you have like the actual like stuff that makes morphine, like red poppies distilled down into an opium type of, and he starts going on ways to like replicate certain drugs under different not so illegal versions.
The more you know.
Don't comment on this, please, because I don't want to know. But I just meant to say, you spend way too much of your spare time licking drugs.
That would be an interesting one to get too.
He knows what I'm talking about. Everybody else is like blank stare. I'm like,
I don't have any dart frogs.
no, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So,
Someone does.
once Sven gets a hold of Sarah at the Ace of Spades, she is very happy to hear from you, except that to complete his job, she checks on the condition of the patient.
We get the body in the freezer, right?
Yep.
Okay.
How big is that compartment? It's not a small creature.
The length of the bed of the truck and about half of its width. Because it's the floor.
You're gonna have to push him down to get him in there size-wise. Even if I had the whole bottom chassis in there, it
Just
still
stick him in there.
The truck is big enough to hold all four of us in there, plus a. When you're looking at an actual truck size.
Yeah, true. Oh, that's a little bit bigger than line. Okay, so it does fit.
So when you figure, if you're looking at a truck, the truck is usually about 6 feet wide, right?
Yep.
So you got about a 3 foot wide compartment, and if the truck is a 15-foot bed truck, which is what most of the staple trucks are.
Yep.
Okay, so then you're talking about 10 feet of that, so it's a 3 by 10 freezer. 3 foot by 10 foot by probably about 2 foot deep. Would be my general figure for it.
Yeah, and if it was a limp body, you probably just shove it in.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, at that point, even with the other
It's
body
pretty
parts
full.
you mentioned, it's full. But
Yeah. It's pretty full at this point.
you do realize that the the green powder, well, as they're bringing the body, as you guys are dragging it out, you realize that there is caked. That powder appears to be on this creature's feet and pretty distinctively.
That's for research.
Yep.
I can't do too much with it now.
Nope, I'm just telling you, you evidently see it when they pull the body up and you see all this packed green powder shoved onto its feet and in its nails and shit.
Yeah.
Before we take off, did you want a stool sample? I'll go down and collect some matter.
No, I have to play smart. I'll come back.
Okay.
There wasn't any.
I'll tell Latham about it. They'll send another.
And that's the
crew
other
down
thing
here.
too. You realize that
A
aside
beast
from
that
that,
didn't shit?
it takes time for a beast to need to shit.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
We
that
did
many
not
beasts.
investigate enough to find his shithole.
Why do we want to fight shit?
I figured
To see
he
what
might.
his
He
diet
collects
is.
everything.
I think we know it.
She doesn't appear to be harmed for eating. If he wanted to eat her, he didn't have to snatch her for that.
That's true.
Yeah, and
Could've
all,
just done
all
it
of her
either.
wounds are almost completely healed at this point.
Yeah.
The
She-
band-aids are on for more for show than anything.
Once you get her in the car,
You
in
raise
the back of the
morale.
truck, she just collapses in exhaustion. She was very tired. She fought hard against this creature, broke her own hand in the process, basically.
I'll sedate her a little bit so she can sleep nicely.
Yeah, she's out.
Nothing major, but
Don't even have to sedate her. She really just collapses. So according to what Sarah lets you know from the Ace of Spades, if you can bring the girl to either there or the hospital, as long as she's returned, that's fine. If you do bring her to the Ace of Spades, Vic Masters would like to extend his
I'll
personal
go straight to the
regards.
club.
Okay.
There's not really any reason to bother bringing it to the doctors. He's perfectly fine at this point, and if they want to bring it to the doctors to get it worked out afterwards, then that's one thing. But No sense in making a whole medical bill and all that kind of shit. Bad enough, they'll get a bill from me.
And do you want to start working on
Expense report.
Shadow?
Yeah,
Is
on
he
the
worth
way.
working on at this point? I don't know.
We're not gonna go there, or else I just say no. Pissed me off. I don't like getting pissed off. But yeah, just give me 2 base medical checks and
Well, my first one roll was a 13, so
He just really wasn't meant for
Jabbing
that.
a scalpel into one of his wounds repeatedly.
I tried cleaning out the wounds, and it's just
not working.
horrifyingly painful for him.
Make the cuts
Oh,
bigger.
don't be such a baby. As I rip the wound open a little bit further, trying to clean it out. And the next one was an 81, so that's 106.
Okay, so
So
after
actually healing them works fine.
Yeah.
Cleaning out the wounds was just hell.
So yeah, he's eventually brought back up. He was gashed up, bruised up. He took a beating. But you guys all you provide medical care for the party as you travel, which is, like I said, is
Give him a
at
little
least
bit of an
hour.
infusion kind of thing.
Yep. So basically, you guys are all back up to full HP now as he gives you a checkup. And
How much damage did you take?
25.
Well,
Okay, so yeah, that would be enough of a medical roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
I'm pretty good. I'm not a high pro.
64 for him
Yeah.
and 55 for him. So
Anything under 30 damage, and you can just give them some Advil and a couple wounds. So you arrive at the. Sorry, a little too close. Outside of the back of the building where you're instructed by Sarah to go, there's a looks to be Sarah. I don't have another mini for her at the moment. I'll get a new one for her later. Sarah is out there with looks to be some type of construction foreman. You would recognize the emblem on his jacket as one of the largest construction company in North Bennington. And Sarah, you can make an observation check. They look vaguely similar. They're siblings. That's just it. And the minute that you bring Linda off the truck, she immediately screams, "Daddy!" Do you let her? And do you want to?
I'm not gonna hold her back.
Okay, yeah. She kind of starts coming over as the guy runs up and picks her up, gives her a big hug, and they're
Yeah.
both kind of crying. And
So she's all bandaged up, but she's perfectly fine at this point.
yeah, that's why she didn't limp over to him or anything. She just walks normal. You guys remember that
Daddy,
she
I
was
feel funny.
You know, he is just happy. He's crying tears of joy.
My leg feels weird.
That I bet. He is happy to see his daughter. He thanks you profusely, all of you, kind of thank you, as he goes through the whole group. And then just takes his daughter, and you see that there's a car waiting over here. And Sarah steps forward.
Yeah, not a problem. I look forward to seeing the money in the account.
As this Sarah steps forward.
She's a very brave little girl.
Sarah laughs, and then she says, "It's from stock.
Sure.
She's my niece."
I give credit to any girl who can get impaled through the leg and get it ripped out and not even scream.
She nods.
Which would probably make her face kind of bleach a little white at that
No.
point.
She nods in agreement. Absolute understanding and agreement.
She should be fine now, though.
She says it appears that way. But then she says that Mr. McMasters, the barkeep, would like to meet with you and give you his regard. He'll also make sure the transfer is done on the account. Would you like to wait at the bar, or you can wait in his office for a few minutes?
I think I'd prefer to wait in the office.
She motions to you. You guys can wait at the bar if you want, but you can also wait at the office.
I kind of want to wait at the bar.
Go for it.
You see Shadow nods and says, "I need a full drink."
You know what? If you guys are going, I'll go.
So she
You're
guides
such a
you in through the
follower.
back door. She motions you to wait here so she can guide you into the manager's office. And the rest of you, she kind of brings in through the back entrance into the bar. She mentions that you can have a table or at the bar if you wish. Which way do you guys want
Sit
to
at the
go?
bar.
Okay. Go with that. All right. So you guys make your way over to the bar, and it is a pretty rural but nice establishment. You do see there are assorted people. There's a couple people at tables. You do make an observation check, you two?
49.
14.
Okay.
We don't see shit.
Nope. You do not see that. You realize that there's a odd-looking man with a drone floating next to him over at one of the tables. You do also recognize that one of the people from the Asian delegation is over there with the singer from the bar that you were at earlier, the club. And after a few moments, you see a bartender come out. I just don't have another mini available for grab, so I'm using the same one from last. Who asks you what you like to drink.
Rum and Coke.
No problem. Sir?
Something expensive.
Sir? Doesn't ask another thing about that, and basically you hear Shadow just grumble, fucking pint of ale. And kind of just drop his head on the table.
Once I get to the office, I'm just going to sit comfy in whatever's the biggest, comfiest chair or couch, and then just start writing up an expense report for all the medical work I did to Linda and gas and etc.
Yep.
Which I'm going to keep a copy of because I'm also going to submit the same expense report to.
I figured you would. Yeah, Sarah comes back and guides you in the manager's office. It's this room right here, as you see it. Basically, there are nice, very comfortable leather chairs set up against the table, and then of course, that's where the manager says. And Sarah tells you before she heads back to the bar area that the manager's just handling some business. He'll be there in just a moment.
No problem.
Very polite, courteous woman.
Gives me time to finish paperwork.
Yep. And she heads out. Pretty much, you guys get your drinks, your rum and coke. You're handed a bottle, I'm sorry, not a bottle, a glass of what you can only describe as golden colored liquid. Not yellow, not brown, not tan. Literally gold colored liquid.
Be sure to get your receipts.
Yeah, I'll also ask for a receipt.
You see that Shadow gets his pint of ale. The Bucky puts it down. It moves. It's empty. Bucky stops, turns, confused, but then grabs it, refills it, puts it back. It moves. What happened to this time? Take it slow. Approximately about 3 minutes after you entered the manager's office, the manager arrives. He extends his hand to you graciously as he approaches.
I don't even bother standing up. I reach up. Hi.
He shakes your hand, heads over to his desk, and begins in a, very casual, relaxed tones. Ah, so you're Latham's newest investigators.
Oh, apparently. But today I'm apparently a runaway medic that saved a little girl.
Ah, yes. Yes, Sarah's niece, Linda. I'm not mistaken.
Brave little girl, yeah.
She comes
So-
from good stock.
I heard that there was a reward for it.
Absolutely. I've never actually done business with you directly. Sadim, is it correct?
Yes.
I've heard about you on town.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a mixed reputation. He doesn't seem to have any negative feelings towards you at all. But he does mention that some do. It
Usually the
appears
ones that don't like to pay the price. Medical's not free.
all important things require money.
Exactly.
And
Speaking of such, this is what it cost me to save the little girl.
said that, well, first, he's like, yeah, so you like your fee.
Hi.
He basically says, what's the account number you like transfer to? Is you want it distributed between you and your party, or?
Send it to mine.
Takes your account number. You see him pull out a BlackBerry. You see this BlackBerry's different. This BlackBerry has certain color coding that you dictate as being
Special.
special.
How much?
$12,000.
12,000. Okay. Right. And then I'm going to hand him the expense report for an extra 2,000.
He looks at you, kind of confused.
Oh, it's the medical bill for the service that was given to her. Just like if you had hired an ambulance, they would have given you a bill for what they did to her afterwards.
He shrugs, looks at it, reaches behind the desk, pulls out what you see as a lockbox, withdraws the $2,000 in cash.
It's a pleasure doing business with you, sir, and I'll hand him a business card. Anytime you need any medical work.
He takes it, puts it in the desk, thanks you for your time, and shakes your hand, and then you're free to go.
Okay, and as I walk out, he's probably grumbling. Oh, I understand the reputation.
Seems to be pleasant. Just as pleasant as when you walked in.
Okay.
All right. There was actually signs that tell you where to go to bar area, so
Yeah.
you can. Do you want to head to the bar or head back out the truck? What do you want to do? You know you met at the bar. These guys are at the bar.
Yeah. I'm going to go back to the truck. And I am going to pull out into my personal petty cash, since everything was transferred to my account. And I will do what necessary is need to be done while they're in the bar in order to make sure that I can have each of their sides of it. So 4,000 each.
Yep. That's fine. So you want to cut it?
3,000 each, sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, I had to
knew what
redo
you
the
meant.
math.
Yep. So 3,000 each. You want to break it apart for
Yeah.
increments? Okay.
So, I mean, I have 2,000 cash from this guy, so I just need to come up with the other 7,000
Which,
cash.
considering your job involves
A lot of cash.
a lot of cash, you have it.
Yeah, it's in the cab with Sven.
Yep.
Because nobody wants to fuck with Sven.
Hmm.
All right.
No, so you get the increments ironed out from all the petty cash you have.
Okay. So, and then I'll just kind of sit back and wait for them all to come out.
All right.
I'll make sure to ask for a receipt before you leave.
Do you want to know how much your drink cost?
Yeah.
When you get the receipt, you ask for a receipt. The bartender asks you if you meant all party. If you nod, he says okay. Your drink was $115. The beer, $2. Your rum and coke, about $10 even. Yeah, you asked for something expensive. He gave you golden scotch.
When we get out, I'll hand the receipt to you. More expensive.
$6,
Yours
$20,
$20.
$150.
I asked for something expensive.
Okay. As we start driving back to Latham, wherever the apartments are, because unless
You have your warehouse. They live in the apartment building.
So, where do you guys need a ride to? Or is there anything else you want to do tonight? As I hand you both $3,000 cash.
Oh shit.
I think I'm good for the night.
Gonna head
Take
back
me
to our
home.
apartments now?
It's 11:30 p.m., so it's been a full day for you guys. And the apartment building is... I have it on the maps. So yeah, you can go back to the apartment building, yes.
Alright, so then I'll bring them back to the apartment building, and then I'll go back to my place, unload, finish writing up the expense accounts, and submit them to Monica.
Yep. Basically, you get an automated response. All of you do. This is directly from Monica at the Latham. She says, thank you for completing the escort request on behalf of Snapjaw. And she references the Underdwellers as a name for Snapjaw. Something about on behalf of the delivery from the Underdwellers. But you basically are getting a thank you. The next...
And there's also a note on the expense report. Further expense report to be forwarded as soon as I get an estimate for the damages to the vehicle. With pictures of the dents.
Okay, no, and your
Replacement tire.
the replacement tire,
Sven makes up the list.
Yeah. There's about 3 components that need to be replaced.
He adds in the parts that he needs for the crane.
That won't have photos with it. They might deny that.
It's worth a try.
Okay. You get the automated response back a minute later saying that the photographed injury is completely acceptable. Excess parts for future investments, not agreeable.
Fair enough.
But, and basically you get the, at noon the next day is when Latham has some more information on some current projects that he needs investigated. Is that agreeable to everyone?
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Okay.
during the night, he'll order the parts.
Yep.
And how much did we make off of Latham for this?
Basically, Latham gave an approximate, just for expense and task for the week, for this task, about... Do the math, right? Give me a minute. Approximately, just for the transport on behalf of the Underdwellers, about 3 Gs.
Okay,
we
so
walk away with about 6 per
I'll just
G's.
give each of them a G, and I'll get all my stuff in the expense report.
Yep. So yep, you guys made 4 Gs today.
That for first day.
Nope, not at all. Would have only been one if you didn't do the side mission, but. So, and that will be this week's. You also told that this payment should cover the first weeks of your unit assignment. Is there any problems with that? That makes sense to everyone? Good. All right, well, I believe that's the session for the day.
I will contain my samples.
Yep.
Because the next thing I need to do is start putting together an actual lab.
In the morning, you get a call from Linda's father. My daughter woke up covered in bark, and all she says is,
Would be funny. So yeah, that's the first
My
session
skin
of.
feels weird. It feels like it's crawling off of me.
Sure. So, all right. So we'll plan on the next session being next week, Wednesday again. We'll schedule for another 4 o'clock start time. Is that good with everyone?
yeah.
Yeah, sounds fine to me.
All right. Sounds
I
good.
know where you live. It'll take me.
Yeah, no problem. So kind of a metagame question. I have some options for next week's session. Do you guys want a choice? Or want me to pick one? It's up to you. I'll give you the choice. I got the sessions made up. I just don't even know.
I go whichever direction I'm told.
But yeah, I'd rather just go with your gut, man.
Your pick.
I'm playing reactionary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope. That works.
That way
Expect it to be a
I don't cause
surprise.
you as much trouble.
Nah. You make it interesting. Not as bad as you think. I need to say that as well.
Well, it
Are we
depends.
not streaming anymore?
No, we're still streaming at the moment. I haven't shut it off yet. I'm just putting my dice back in my box.
Yep. I'll clean up the table of all stuff, and anything that you want in your stacks for this game, just pile up on your area, and then I will
Alright,
make it.
so thank you all for coming to the Dark Infinium. This will be apparently a new show starting on Kay's table. And I'm Kay. It's kind of weird looking up at that camera. Instead of my normal wave at my laptop. But we'll be back next week. I'll try adding it to the schedule. If you enjoyed it, check it out on Facebook. Like, subscribe. Especially like, because apparently if you like it, that's what gets other people to get it on their recommendation, so it actually comes out. And if nobody's liking videos, apparently notifications don't go out either.
Wow.
So, yeah, I learned some stuff. I don't know, I'm new at this. I don't claim to
It's
know what
not
I'm
the
doing.
Bible.
Alright, thank you all for coming, and have a great night.